elevate, he hits a
It was
bunch
an
of knees.
experience with a bit of a
You
difference
can
for
now
us,
sit up
one that allowed us to learn the importance of the
anytime
interaction
you
of
come back to
mind,
this
body, and
position.
soul. We had the opportunity to work with Beyond Yoga
So
TV's
the
Troy Hadid,
foundation of
and he gave us his insight on exactly what is yoga.
yoga is an intimate relationship between mind, body, and it sounds cliche to say mind, body, and breath, but we move in a really intimate, graceful way where mentally you have to be focused and concentrated to move your body and breath in a specific way. Um, so as we do that, we create somewhat of a moving meditation. It's not an automatic practice. It's not mechanical.
Professional sportsmen and women are turning to alternative forms of medicine and exercise to help improve their performance, and Detroit believes yoga is one such activity.
I think a lot of time athletes have a very limited concept of how a body operates, how a body functions, right? So there are few elements to physical fitness and physical wellness and performance. You have a physical element. So with regards to physical body, practice of yoga is going to lengthen and strengthen muscles of your body. So naturally, performance, flexibility, reach, everything increases, right? Because you practice strengthens all the tiny muscles of your body that are not normally used. It supports your body so there's less injury, right?
For Troy, yoga is one of the best ways to help build strength.
Because there's one thing to build mass in your body, which is needed for a lot of sports and for athletes. But to understand how your body works with breath and with mental focus, this brings a whole different form of strength that athletes can benefit from in a great way, right? It also brings a relationship to how breath works. You know, I've even had national athletes speaking to national athletes and talking to them about the anatomy of breath and asking them how breath works, and they have no clue.
While stressing, we also need to understand proper breathing techniques to go along with what we do physically.
Still under the impression that we pull air into our body when we inhale, and that's not true. We create space in our body to receive breath. This is medicine. This is the anatomy of the breath. But if the muscles of the body are tight, we can't create space to receive breath. And if we're not breathing properly, that means we have less stamina, less sustainability, and on an athletic level, well, the rest is pretty much obvious.
Troy has worked with several national athletes and spoke about their response to practicing yoga.
Some of them are very keen, but the problem is that for a lot of athletes, they don't want to give up their routine or their normal performance on the pitch or on the field to do a yoga class or a day of yoga. They feel like the benefit isn't enough. And that's the problem, because they are going to have to give up some time to really dive into the depth of the yoga practice. But the benefit to them on the pitch and on the field is going to be so much more.
With focus on improving performance, at times focused on building strength, Troy says this should not be.
As athletes, they need to understand that physical performance and athletic performance is not just physical body. It's mental, emotional state. It's spiritual well-being. It's all of these things, right? So you can't just do one thing all the time, all the time, all the time. You need to step outside of that box to really understand what holistic wellness and performance looks like.
He is convinced that yoga can add years to an athlete's career.
One of my teachers describes a daily yoga practice as maintenance. It's like how you would service a car, but every day you come and you service your body, you service your being, you take time to connect to breath, connect to your mind. And through that, it brings a relationship to our body that is very different. We become very in tune with our body. So when something is out of alignment, we know. When we feel pain or injury, we know not to push through it. We know how to realign it or how to give it space to heal.